Well, I guess it starts in 1968. I was a surgeon at the 3rd Marine MASH Hospital in Fubai, a few miles from Wei. Wei was where the big battle was. The situation in our hospital was pretty busy. We had 6 ORs. Each one of them was operating 24/7, and I was one of the surgeons in it. Fortunately, I kept a log of all of my operations. Jump forward 49 years to this month, I finished reading Mark Bowden's book, Way 1968. Towards the end of the book, in fact, after 500 pages, I noted that one of the casualties he was talking about was A.B. Grantham, or Alvin Burt Grantham. He was shot in the chest through and through from the front to the back. The entry wound was just to the right of the midline above the diaphragm, and the exit wound was just below the scapula on the right side also. One of the other Marines in the house was smart enough to take a pack of Lucky Strikes out of his flak jacket, take the cigarettes out. He was left with a cellophane, stuffed the cellophane in the hole in the chest, put a 4x4 into it and wrapped it around with an ace bandage around his chest and around his neck, and then they knocked down a door, put him on the door to support him, and carried him out to a tank. And that image of him on the tank is a famous image. It's called The Marine on the Tank. In any case, they took him to a landing zone. Well, when they took him off the door, they thought he was dead. They had given him some plasma, but they didn't see any signs of life, and so they put him into a body bag. But before they finally zipped up the body bag, the corpsman who was doing the body bag zipping looked down at A.B.'s face and thought he was still alive, and he said, "I think this one's not dead yet." So they took him out of the body bag, put him into the helicopter, and sent him back to us. We were a few miles away. I operated on him there. He actually remembered me putting a chest tube in, which was kind of uncomfortable, but then we gave him anesthesia when he bled so much from this chest wound, and opened up his chest and sutured up and took out part of the right lower lobe of the lung. And then about 3 or 4 hours later was flown out to the hospital ship, the Repose. So he was taken originally from the hospital ship and flown into Da Nang, and from Da Nang went on a big plane to Japan, and then at Japan he was flown to the 106th General Hospital in Yokohama. There he still had these high fevers, and they found out that he had typhoid fever. But he also knew that he wanted to get back to Alabama, so he would take out the thermometer after it got to 98, so his fever leveled out, his fever curve on the chart. And they flew him back to Pensacola Naval Hospital, and he recovered there, and he's done very well. I tried to look him up on Google, but Google had the wrong, or there was a wrong phone number. So I called my daughter, who works at Princeton. She found him. I think she found him on Facebook, and he'd been looking for me. In any case, she got a hold of him, and he called me, and we had a nice chat a couple of weeks ago, and we're planning on meeting at some point. And now he owns a computer company. He's got 11 grandchildren, so it's a happy story. And we have his picture now, and he looks great. He sounds great. He's just a terrific guy, and it's kind of a nice story, a long-term follow-up of a patient I operated on back in Vietnam.